Thanks a lot. On the Peninsula update tonight, Tamil Nadu continues to dominate the headlines. The battle for 2014 clearly is hotting up, with political parties hunting for new allies. The DMK chief and former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Karunanidhi denies cozying up to the BJP. His flip-flop statements seem to indicate that he is keeping all his options open. Prem Vada sent us this report.
First came the praise.
My personal opinion is that Modi is a good person and has taken much care about the development of his state. He's proved his capabilities as an administrator in Gujarat.
Then the denial.
மோடியின் ஆதரவாளர்களாகவோ அல்லது காங்கிரஸ் கட்சியின் அனுதாபிகளாகவோ உள்ள ஒரு சிலர் வேண்டுமென்றே என்னுடைய அந்த கருத்தை திரித்து நான் ஏதோ ஒரு கட்சிக்கு ஆதரவான கருத்தை தெரிவித்ததை போல பேசி வருகிறார்கள்.
But with upcoming Lok Sabha elections, leaders across party lines were quick to react. While Congress said Karunanidhi's endorsement of Modi is a sign of desperation,
लोकल पॉलिटिक्स जो है उनकी उसकी वजह से मैं समझता हूं कि उन्होंने ऐसी बात की है.
For BJP, this comes as a bonus from a state where the AIADMK is viewed as a better ally.
Once the party takes a decision, it will be informed to you about any alliance with any political party.
Meanwhile, Karuna's flip-flop just a day after AIADMK chief's open declaration of her prime ministerial ambitions and talks of decimating DMK only goes on to show his growing feeling of isolation.
In the wake of 2014 Lok Sabha elections, DMK chief's controversial statements can be seen as posturing that can help his party in post-poll alignment in Tamil Nadu. Clearly, at a time when DMK is hunting for political allies and testing waters, Karunanidhi has denied a pre-poll alliance with BJP. But an alliance after the polls is still not off the table. Prem Vada in Chennai for Headlines Today.
Joining us now from Chennai is my colleague Prem Vada and also political analyst Dani Shankaran also joins us from Chennai. Prem Vada, if I may come to you first. You have known Karunanidhi and followed his politics for several years now. Do you get the sense that Karunanidhi, the DMK chief, was essentially floating some kind of a trial balloon? And when he realized that he came across sounding too desperate, he decided to disown what he had reportedly said.
Absolutely. And also DMK is a party where so many people have many views, and what my sources are telling me was Karunanidhi did make a statement praising Modi, but then soon there were other colleagues and other factions, especially leaders like T.R. Balu, Stalin and T.K. Elangovan hurried up to him and told him not to praise Modi quickly. But he knows his strategy. He's testing waters. On the day one, he talks about BJP. Even during the General Council meeting, he's soft on BJP, hard on Congress. And today at the press conference, Sudhir, he in fact hinted, saying when we asked him, what about the alliance with the left parties, with CPM especially, he said they have not rejected or spoken about any alliance with me, which means he's also sending across feelers to other parties. And about DMDK, he said he doesn't know, instead of going hard on these two parties. So these statements of the senior political leader Karunanidhi, it has to be understood and construed, because he's known for making these kind of flip-flops and test waters and find out the political pulse much ahead of the elections.
Okay, Mr. Shankaran, are you also seeing this as just testing the waters? What do you really make of Karunanidhi's politics, given also the fact that Jayalalitha and her party has declared her prime ministerial ambitions? She's going to go out to the electorate saying that if you want to see a Tamilian as the next Prime Minister of India, you need to vote for me and the AIDMK. So what should be Karunanidhi's strategy from now on?
See, Karunanidhi's strategy is very clear. He would not be against going with BJP after the polls. But before the polls, neither BJP nor DMK want to be with each other, because they think that would reduce their chances. BJP will have a credibility problem, because on 2G they have been quite critical of Congress and DMK earlier. So they can't go for the alliance right now.
That's right.
It will affect them elsewhere outside Tamil Nadu. And for DMK, they have just been out of the Congress alliance, and if they go with BJP, their minority vote base may be affected. So they don't want to go with BJP either now. So both of them are protecting their turf and territory and trying to improve their position. In a post-election scenario, if there is a hung parliament with BJP being the largest party, then Karunanidhi, if he has enough number of seats, definitely he will go for an alliance with BJP and support Modi. He wants to keep that option open. That is the reason why he is still praising Modi and not saying anything critical of Modi.
Right. Mr. Shankaran, also we had this very interesting sight yesterday where almost everyone wanted Jayalalitha to contest from their Lok Sabha seat. So if she were to really listen to her cadre, she would end up contesting in almost 33 out of 39 seats, barring those half a dozen reserved seats. What does it tell you about the morale of the AIDMK cadre at the moment?
See, this is not just reflecting a morale. It is a normal psychophancy that is prevalent in the Tamil Nadu political parties, particularly in ADMK. So even when there is an assembly election, several people will file a nomination asking for Jayalalitha to contest from their seats. And there will be at least 5-6 people. In fact, it is actually one such thing which landed her in a court case also, and a problem with the election commission by contesting in more than 2 seats. So she landed in trouble earlier. So now the party wants her to become the Prime Minister. They all have been saying this for the last 2 years, that Amma is going to be their next Prime Minister. So it is a kind of an expression of their sycophantic culture.
Right. Karthikeya, our political editor, also joins us from Delhi. Karthikeya, what is the view from Delhi of Tamil Nadu? How are they looking at these developments from happening in Chennai? Were they taken by surprise that Jayalalitha and her party had also thrown her hat into the ring, that she also wants to be the Prime Minister?
Sudhir, it's a predicament which the Congress party will have to deal with. My sources tell me that the Congress is aware that most of the alliance partners will not like to go with Congress because there's incumbency of 10 years. There is one exception to this rule, and that is Lalu Prasad Yadav. And the reason for Lalu is simple, because the arithmetic of Bihar is such that unless and until Congress, Lalu and LJP comes together, they stand no chance against the Nitish or the Bharatiya Janata Party. But when it comes to Tamil Nadu, they understand it's a completely gone case, and the feeling is ultimately, as you were saying, ultimately it will depend on a party which gets the maximum seat in Lok Sabha, and I think that will open up the game. Before that, it's going to be a play at a regional level, and it's after that then the big picture will come. Before that, no one would like to touch Congress party with a barge pole because there's too much of incumbency involved.
But Karthikeya, talking about the BJP, was the BJP, given the fact that Narendra Modi and Jayalalitha are believed to be friends, did it surprise the BJP that Jayalalitha had also revealed her prime ministerial ambitions? Would it make it difficult for them to do business with her post May 2014?
There are two things to it, a very pertinent question. People might have prime ministerial ambitions, but this time around, as you would see, Sudhir, the equation electorally has changed. The United Front was possible because it was Congress versus the rest. But now because Congress is not there in 8 to 10 states, so it's regional party versus another regional party. For example, Uttar Pradesh, SPBSP. You have Tamil Nadu, which is ADMK and DMK. Even West Bengal, even Andhra Pradesh. So Congress is not in place. So ultimately, it's either going to be a BJP-led government or Congress-led government. And these people are just positioning themselves for the alternatives to be available to them.
Right. Mr. Shankaran, do you see the possibility of Jayalalitha emerging as the Devagowda of 2014, probably as a head, if she indeed wins about 35 odd seats, as a head of a united front-like coalition arrangement in 2014?
But Jayalalitha would have that chance if BJP doesn't get enough numbers, and if the united front is going to be cobbled up and a third front emerges, and if that front depends on BJP's outside support, BJP would prefer Jayalalitha becoming the PM in the place of Modi. If Congress is going to support the United Front government, it will be somebody else. So if BJP were to support a government from outside, then BJP would prefer Jayalalitha from Tamil Nadu.
Right. Given what Karthikeya said, given the shambles that the Congress finds itself in Tamil Nadu, Mr. Shankaran, do you see the possibility of union ministers like P. Chidambaram, you have G.K. Vasan, etc., or Jayanti Natarajan actually contesting elections from Tamil Nadu and winning the Lok Sabha seats in the 2014 polls?
So it's not a question whether they are going to win the seats or not, but Congress cannot afford not to contest at all. Now that all that 40 seats are available to them to contest with no alliance partners, they'll still have to contest everywhere and consolidate the party. Otherwise, the party dies even before the elections.
Right. Prem Vada, if I may come to you finally, what is the mood in the Congress unit in Tamil Nadu? Because suddenly Congress is in the position that no one really wants to come to the party as far as the Congress is concerned in Tamil Nadu. The DMK has slammed its doors on the Congress, and the AIDMK in any case does not want to do business with the party.
At the cadre level, barring few senior leaders like P. Chidambaram and others, most of the Congress leaders for a very long time were not having good terms with DMK and they did not want the alliance themselves. So when this announcement was made, we saw many Congress leaders coming out and lashing at DMK and Karunanidhi. So at this point of time, they in fact feel it's better that the alliance is not happening. But now considering that both Dravidian parties are not, now the concentration of the local leaders is to rope in actor turned politician Vijay Kant's party DMDK, which is seen as an alternative in Tamil Nadu. So Congress is hoping if Vijay Kant could come in, the morale of the party and the cadres would be boosted and they will be in a position to contest and get enough good number of seats from Tamil Nadu.